As y'all come in here, hit that subscription button, hit the top bell so you get notifications when my live stream begins. Good morning. It's the day after the eclipse. And I got a table reading in a couple of days, so I'm studying my script. Good morning, though. Let's talk about what's going on. I don't know what to say. It's a lot of the way the way the energy is in my comments on Instagram. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Gully TV _. They say J. Cole did the most light-skinned thing ever when it comes to hip-hop battle raps. He tapped out. Congratulations to the Yukon Huskies. That dude Zach Edney, man, he going high in the lottery if he lead this year. He still had 37. He's a big dog down there in the paint, man. He hard to deal with. He said, "Fold world, ha!" J. Cole, fold world. He tapped out. It's a lot of people who were saying, trying to create reasoning, talking about growth. Cut it the fuck out. Talking about growth. What's good? Good morning. He said, didn't even hear the tracks yet. Where you been? That might delete later. That came out, I think, last Thursday or something like that. He didn't even get that shit a week to cook. He tapped out. I believe he was watching YouTube comments. He wasn't losing. He wasn't losing. He tapped out. He said hip-hop is rooted in Willie Lynch. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of ugly shit going on with Puff. He ain't even been convicted yet. Tell you a lot about your friends. People got a twisted definition of friendship. Let me get you up out of here, man. You gotta be damn near retarded, man, to think you gonna come in here with this dumb shit. It ain't even 7 in the morning yet. He knew he had to go back to Cali and get money and know that Cali don't play that. Man, it's battle rap. He's not even no gangster rapper or nothing like that. It wasn't nothing gonna happen to him physically. Wasn't nothing gonna happen to him physically. Everybody that's, on the West Side, they don't follow Kendrick Lamar's type of music. He's a big deal. He's revered, but J. Cole got fans in Cali too. Top of the morning. He said, don't like to pass judgment, but did you hear the apology? That fake positive shit is weird. It has no place in battle rap. Not after you done already dissed a man and you put the record out. It ain't never gonna go nowhere. That shit gonna be on, it's gonna be online forever. And in the comments, people gonna talk about how he tapped out. He did detriment to his career. The people who feel this is an okay thing to do, they're in the minority. I'm just letting y'all know that. You think Meek career is over? Meek is Meek is deteriorating mentally. He's folding up. He's folding up. I see he going back and forth with Wale because Wale took a picture with Dean. I'm pretty sure Dean encountered them dudes while he was with Dream Chasers, but the fact that Wale taking a picture with him, it kind of seemed like he throwing a shot. But it's well known that Meek made it well known that he don't fuck with Wale. Never did. I blew the Wale situation. I met Wale on MySpace. He had this green MySpace page that looked like a leprechaun and shit. And it just looked like some circus shit, man. And I remember communicating with him on MySpace. He was a total nobody, but he had this green-ass MySpace page, man. And he's a rapper that was representing, DC and all of that. So I'm not thinking he's going to amount to nothing. And just like that, he ended up on Maybach Music. He said he played himself. Yeah, he played himself. You don't do that in hip-hop. Imagine... LL Cool J apologizing to Cannabis, I know they got over it, but in the heat of battle, you just don't do that, man. Hip hop is not only a an art form. It's a sport. Battle rapping is a sport. It gets hectic sometimes. I'm glad that we got a chance to live through, the Jay-Z, Nas, and the State Property, D Block. Them dudes would never tap out like that. Not in the middle of the war, man. It just didn't make any sense. Tells me a lot about Cole. He tried to package it and word it like it was a moral thing. And like we gassed him up, like the internet gassed him up to respond. Man, come the fuck on. A lot of people feel that you always had that record. He said mixed breeds like Cole and Drake not built for combat. It's a fold world. That's they calling them on Instagram. Make sure y'all follow me on IG at I am Gully TV _ You don't diss and apologize. They just don't say nothing if you're not into it and shit. Like, just don't say nothing. Guess what? He risks being a target. Kendrick probably will and can still get on his ass for the disrespect. I would. For real. He said it says a lot about him. He not battle ready. It's a part of being an MC, man. Those guys who was in that, that circle, that confrontation, Kendrick, Drake, J. Cole, these dudes has been like somewhat trying to fight for superiority and position in hip hop directly below Jay-Z and Nas. I have to say that for a long time now, and he just tapped out. It makes no sense. He did it in front of everybody, man. I couldn't believe that shit. I couldn't believe it. I can't. There's no rational explanation. It just don't make no sense. Like, you already put the record out. The record is going to be out forever. Do he not know? Millions and millions of people all over the world got that record, downloaded it. That shit on people's desktop and then shit like that. Like, it's not going nowhere. For real. Makes no mistake. Make no mistake about it. He said the weakest battle ever. It didn't start out weak, man. We had one. We had something going. We had something going, man. All the vlogs was talking about it. Everybody was talking about it on Twitter, on IG. People's opinions was divided. He wasn't losing. I believe he started reading the comments because, the K Dot supporters, they were very visible. Anybody that calls calls Kendrick Lamar K Dot, those are Kendrick stans, in my opinion. Those are the barbs. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that call him K Dot, and they was out in full-fledged, man, listing every reason in the world why they was calling it mid. That's the new word. It was mid. I didn't think it was mid. I didn't. He said he doesn't apologize if his response was immediately received well. Exactly. If it was a landslide decision, he wouldn't apologize. He wouldn't have. He wouldn't apologize. He tucked his tail. I never really felt Cole like that. Something missing with that dude. He's kicked off. He's kicked out, man. He's kicked away from the cool table, man. Have you ever sat at the cool table? He's kicked the fuck, man. You don't do that, man. You don't do that in battle rap. You can't. You already let it fly, man. Like, you could have did it 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 2 years from now. Say, yeah, man, we got past that. I was immature at the time. I've grown, and you could have left it like that. There somebody around him, maybe the people around him was doubting him. That's probably more closer to the truth. Gully, you do know in your analogy, LL would be Kendrick and Cole would be Cannabis. In that case, Cannabis said he regretted it. He didn't say it the same week. He didn't. He didn't. And not only that, Cannabis energy was kind of like, it triggered LL. It did. You know what I'm saying? What you jack and TV talk cast. Dun-dun-dun. Y'all like the video, man. It's almost 300 people here. Good morning. Obama made Cole blow up by mentioning him as his favorite. He had his own following. He's one of them dudes that didn't wear jewelry and, a bunch of other shit. Wasn't really no gangster rapper. I mean, he was, well received by people like Jay-Z and all these guys. It's really, really bad. Um, Shout out to Hove. Hove name wasn't on a list of people who turned their back on Puff. Did y'all see Puffy with the little kid on his lap running off the list of names of people who turned their back on him or people that he was expecting to support him, but they're not around? That's fucked up. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. I know he's insulted like a motherfucker, probably hurt. That's fucked up. That's so fucked up. Some of the worst people that I've encountered has been in entertainment, though. It's probably typical of the character and moral compass of people in entertainment. They just ain't no good, man. And I believe he know that now. Everything happens for a reason. And he hasn't even been convicted. He hasn't. It's terrible. He should have apologized to us for putting out that whack shit. I bet Kendrick won't apologize. I don't think Kendrick gonna apologize either. I think Kendrick gonna let something loose on his ass. I would for you. If you ever been challenged and you a champion, you got means of tearing somebody's head off just because. C Brown, good morning. I see some of y'all getting zapped already. Sandy, don't play no games with these niggas, man. You got that wrench for a reason. You see anything inappropriate, remove them. He said the algorithm psyched him out. I think it was the comments. A lot of people were saying it was mid or it wasn't no good, and that wasn't the truth. It was pretty good. It was entertaining. It was enough to demand a round two. It was enough to get a response, and he probably gonna get one. But people who were saying that it wasn't no good, that's bullshit. Total bullshit. Good morning. He said, why the little kid on his lap, though? I believe that was one of his... Since when did it become inappropriate for a black man to have a child on his lap? Don't you got kids? People got grandkids and shit like that. Y'all need to stop reaching and pushing the negative shit before the nigga gets convicted. He hasn't been convicted. Just a few years ago, he was amongst y'all favorite. He was. The Revolt Convention was very, very successful. I was there 3 years in a row, and then all the stars was there. That was the spot that you could run into all of the stars. They just walking around and shit. I'm talking about everybody. Models. I met Eva Marcel there. I met her. T.I., Tretch, Baby from Cash Money, Flow Rider, just anybody that you could imagine, man. They was at Revolt just walking around and shit. Like, so the fact that don't nobody fuck with him all of a sudden, that's some sucker shit. That's some sucker shit, man. Boom, boom. He said Cole was winning. Thank you. He said Cole was winning, but he about to get tortured. I posted on Instagram the day it came out. I was impressed. I was, because he was kind of like a little bit more direct than Kendrick and shit. He was a lot more direct. And he tapped out. No, he's never going to be forgetting. He's going to be the biggest punchline in battle rap probably for the next couple of years. The battle rap niggas, they're going to chew him up. He going to be a punchline. He is. I promise you. Somebody wrote, they done already wrote the battle rap, the lines already. The lines are already in tablets everywhere. For real. Good morning. Good morning, everybody, as y'all coming in. Make sure y'all like the video. It's over 300 people here this morning. Good morning. He said, Choke No Joke versus Gene Deal. Gene got some jewelry now. Gene got some jewelry now, and Mark Curry has Great media coverage now. Somebody sent me something from Mark's page yesterday. I don't follow him anymore. And he was saying something like, I would never help them put a brother in jail. Nigga, you didn't already did it. You didn't already did it. You already did it. And not only that, you implicated yourself. What the fuck is you what are you talking about? You already did it. If you're measuring, because you like to associate yourself with not only being an entertainer, but a real street nigga, whatever, right? You told me yourself that when Black Rob passed away, y'all made a couple phone calls and Diddy came to y'all aid. You told me that personally. But you continued to go after him. It was mainly to sell your book and your quest for greed. You just start hopping your ass in front of everybody's camera, and you ended up in front of Art of Dialogue, who didn't give a fuck about you or your situation, and you filmed. You allowed him to film you laughing and articulating, being a part of an environment, knowingly being a part of an environment where women were giving drinks with date rape drugs in them and shit like that, and ecstasy. You said all of that. You said we several times, and now the shit that you said is in the paperwork. I seen it. You're a part of the investigation. The shit that you said on Art of Dialogue, it's a part of the fucking investigation. So all of that, you would never try to put a nigga in jail. You said put a brother in jail. You already did it. You already did it. He said, Gene is about to Keefy D himself if he's not careful. He's mad because Puff didn't grease his pockets. I never understood what he wanted from Puff at the end of the day, or what he felt that he was owed. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Could have been a Craig. He gave y'all publishing back. Like, what the fuck? What is your issue, man, to provide the testimony and shit? Because that's what you gave up. And I didn't think that it would make it to the transcript level so fast until I seen it for myself. Somebody sent it to me. Mark, you are a part of the prosecution. It's in it. I know you know this. So, great interview with Boo. He seems like a basketball connoisseur. Yeah, he's a real deal. Make sure y'all go check that joint out. I premiered it right before I got on here. Boo from Boo and Gotti. He's decorated, man. He did a lot. He's always in the right place at the right time. The ancestors and karma and energy has been great to him. R. Kelly chose him strictly off appearance. He wasn't even a rapper, but that's that basketball confidence. It's that basketball confidence. That's that point guard shit. R. Kelly seen him somewhere and said, man, you look like you a rapper. You should be a rapper. That's crazy as hell. You know what I'm saying? Gene literally answered questions in interrogation format on the last Art of Dialogue. At a point in time, I kind of understood Gene's truth and his stories, and it was basically centered around the assassination of Biggie Smalls. He was around that whole shit. But everything after that, it makes you question. What's your issue with Puff? Why do you keep going on and on and on and on with this shit? For money. He said, good morning, Gully. Mark Curry told too much on Dialogue, Art of Dialogue. Yeah, he did. He's also, somebody sent me a couple posts from his page yesterday. He's campaigning. He's asking Vlad to bring him on so they could talk about, hip hop and the culture and they don't want to talk to you about that, Mark. They don't. They don't. They don't want to talk to you about your music shit and all of that. They don't care about that. If they had any interest in you musically, you would have been on you'd have been on Vlad a long time ago, my nigga. You would have. So you campaigning and making posts, asking Vlad to bring you on to talk about, I guess, your contributions in music because you have a story. It's ridiculous. He said, Mark Curry is the case where if you let him talk long enough, he'll tell on himself. I was the first person to call him when I seen that Art of Dialogue interview. I called him directly. I said, yo, my nigga, do you know that DJ Academics just posted you on his page and shit like that? You got in front of that camera and you kept saying, we did this and we did that. And we had the bottles for the girls over here and we all knew not to touch those bottles. You implicated your motherfucking self. You put yourself in the line of fire. You did. You put yourself in the line of fire. You basically told motherfuckers you was a part of the roofie squad. Yeah. Gene feels that Puff is responsible for Big's death. Yeah, he has said that. So that's why he continues to go on and on and on with it. You mean you don't think that Big was responsible for his own life? He knew that California probably wasn't the best place for him. He got on that award ceremony and sarcastically said, "What's up, Cali?" I felt it was sarcastic. I seen it with my own eyes. And he went out, he left that stage and went out to that party and got killed the same night. That probably really aggravated the situation. Mark a sucker will always be. Suckers expose themselves. Gene got famous for this publicity. He won't let it go. I wonder what happens to him after this prosecution. Reggie Wright said that Puff's going to jail within probably like 2 or 3 months. I think I believe him. He the police. And not only that, when they raided Donald Trump and raided his compound, they came and arrested his ass a couple months later. When they raided Keefe D's house, they came and arrested his ass a couple months later. So that seems to be the process. That seems to be the beginning of your incarceration. Excuse me. Without talking about Puff, he has no content at all. Excuse me. Choke No Joke said it's because Gene lost his pension and that's why he targeted Puff. Gene looking like Gucci Man in the 2000s with the chain. Yeah, he got earrings. He got rings on his fingers. I think his appearance looks disgusting. Considering that he came here with nothing, man, to see him with his little trinkets on now and shit, that's what you bought. That's what you bought. That's what you bought, man, for this lynching that you assisted these people in. That's what you bought. Where they got you some jewels and shit. That's crazy as fuck. It's sick, actually. He said Reggie hasn't been wrong so far. He a part of law enforcement. Let's get back to Gene. Gene went and bought him some trinkets, man. That's crazy as hell, man. That's what you bought. We can clearly see your motive, and it has been good to you. Obviously, you finally made your way to the jewelry store. I've seen pictures of him in years past. He wasn't no jewelry rocker and shit. A lot of these niggas earned jewelry from the shit that they've done online. Yeah. Biggie's new album was about to drop and it would have launched his own record label. Diddy didn't want to lose him and he felt some kind of way. That's why he released Biggie's IP 25 years after his death. Oh, man. He said, we got to run with the trinkets. Yeah, that's what they are. He got the little pieces and shit. You could tell he getting his starter kit together. He going to take that shit that he got on. He going to, before it happens, I'm telling you, he going to take that little shit that he got on. He going to trade that in. He going to put some more money with that. Expect his jewelry and shit to get bigger. Watch. Pay attention to motherfuckers, people who feel they not getting enough. Some shit should go to the grave with you. Without Diddy, most of these guys wouldn't have a platform. I was thinking about that in terms of Mark. Mark got his deal because, this is according to Mark, because somebody got killed in their club, and to appease, that situation, give my man a record deal. He rapped. So that's how he became a part of Bad Boy. And he ended up on some dope songs. He ended up in the Bad Boy for Life video. Traveled all over the world with Diddy and Big Meech. He was on yachts and shit with them. probably experienced a life that pro athletes experienced. Why did you get on Art of Dialogue and start telling all that shit on that man? That's crazy. I wouldn't even allow that shit. I wouldn't even allow that. I wouldn't, and I most certainly wouldn't allow you to implicate yourself. So everything that you get out of this situation, you fucking deserve it. You do. If you go to jail with that nigga and you sound like a co-defendant and an accomplice, you should go to jail with him because of the shit that came out your mouth. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Tony Robinson, let me get you up out of here, man. Be some weird ass niggas on this YouTube shit. P. Diddy, he said, fuck Diddy, screwed over so many people, giving them crumbs for their bread. They made him. Do you understand that music, business is a business, and the contracts that he offer, of course, are going to favor him? It's his business. It's his business venture. These are adults signing these fucking contracts. These are adults signing these contracts. Beyond Diddy, a lot of these people didn't do anything for themselves. They didn't. He said you still got Mark in detention. Yeah, he was suspended. I'm totally disassociated from him. He fuck around and go to jail, man. His name is in that paperwork and shit like that. I don't want no nigga like that around me, man. I wouldn't have. I never hated Puff. I never hated Puff. I didn't. Like, I'm just watching it as a fan like everybody else. I don't have no emotional ties to Biggie Smalls. The situation with Craig Mack, I didn't like it personally. I thought Craig Mack was talented. I liked his music. Craig said he was offered the position of putting on the derby like the rest of them niggas. Like, all of them niggas put on the shiny suits. Even the Locks put on the shiny suits. Mace put on a shiny suit, Murder Mace. Big put on a fedora. He didn't start out like that. He started out in Tim's and shit. And then he turned to Frank White with the fedora and the cane. And Craig Mack didn't want to do it. So if you're not complying with the mission, of course you were on the outside and shit. Black Rob was an outlaw. Puff had problems handling Black Rob. That's another reason that Mark Curry probably was around. Like, that was somebody who Puff used to handle Black Rob. Black Rob was an outlaw from the door and shit. He said, you think If I'm Jiggy was a Puff move? Definitely. Them niggas was dancing. They was. Do-do-do-do. He said he's suspended. Yeah, he's suspended. The hustle is to show people life they can't sustain and show them means to get it and keep the carrot out of reach. I just know when I was raised under the philosophy of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, do for self. I believe that once you become visible, you can probably make some moves for yourself. Case in point, Mark has been out of music. Well, he still does music, but he was away from Bad Boy for some time now. He didn't launch no record label. He didn't continue to push himself. Mark didn't even have no music videos. I shot all of his music videos. The only music video you ever seen him in was Bad Boy for Life. He didn't have no solo music videos or nothing like that. He never went and did anything on his own. So I don't understand what the beef is with Puff. I don't. He said, Quilly got no Diddy viral. Let's see what he gonna do with it. Puff had the club jumping. Do you think 50 is actually gonna make a documentary on Diddy? It's possible. He lives by the 40 laws of power. He wrote a book with Robert Greene. One of the power laws is totally destroy your enemy. If he has established Puff as an enemy in his mind, he might do it. We've seen 50 Cent. We've seen how he get down. So Drake is the only battle-tested rapper of the three. Cole tapped out. Cole is suspended. He's suspended. Cole is suspended. It's a J. Cole is suspended, man. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, Cole is suspended. He's suspended. I don't know where do we go with him from here. But I did like that. I think it was called 7 Minutes or something. I liked it. He was getting busy. I'm like, this is good. This is good, man. This is the latest hip-hop battle. They wasn't shooting at each other in the streets. You know, them niggas in the South, they take that shit to another level. They get to shooting at motherfuckers' mama house. And it wasn't that. It wasn't that. It was something that could have played out on wax, and we could have enjoyed all of it. For this nigga to tap out, this nigga did a UFC tap out. He tapped out. It's terrible. Pillmatic coming in a couple weeks. We done. It's about to get mixed. We done. Woo-wee. That was a hectic experience, man. Shout out to everybody who's on Pillmatic and those who chose not to participate. I wish you the best, even if you wish me the opposite. There was people on my album, on Pillmatic 1, who their attitudes changed with me. And I continue to operate and pilot my platform the same. And I wish y'all the best. Straight up. You know what I mean? Doom, doom, doom. I don't agree with what 50 Cent is doing, kicking a man while he's down. He's always been a bitch move, especially a black man. Then we got enough of that with white Hollywood. 50 Cent is 50 Cent, man. 50 Cent never presented himself to be any other way. And he's consistent. He didn't say shit about Jay-Z. That's 50. That's part of the 50 packaging, I believe. Yeah. I'll kick a motherfucker if he down, especially if he did something to me. I will. I will. As a matter of fact, I'm about to kick a motherfucker right now. Taj, I got your addresses and everywhere that you signed a lease on the East Coast. No, I got everywhere you signed a lease as an adult. I got it on a printout. You came to the East Coast in 1998. You was a grown-ass fucking man. You was a grown-ass fucking man. You left Iowa. You was almost in your 20s. I think you was 20 or something. In your 20s. That's when you came to the East Coast. No way, no how can you associate yourself with being from fucking Brooklyn or any place else. You know what I'm saying? No, you ain't from Rochester. You're not from Syracuse. You're not from Brooklyn. You from fucking Iowa. You from Iowa, and you should say that. You know what I'm saying? All right, that's the end of me kicking on this nigga for now. But just know, if I get irritated, I'm going to post all them goddamn addresses. Yes, I got them. You came in 1998. You did. Yep. He said identity crisis. Yeah, he's sick. Sick motherfucker. Sick, weird motherfucker. And I know that y'all see all of those videos that have surfaced in the algorithm from the past. Because they're everywhere now. You see them, you just see them now. You know what I'm saying? And your story, my nigga, stop it. Stop your fucking lying. Stop it. I got a phone call from the presidents of the Taliban, the front office, and they told me why they was fucking with you initially. They said you appeared out of nowhere on 45th selling sneakers. They were selling clothes, iceberg sweatshirts and all of that type of shit. And you appeared out of nowhere with your sneakers and shit. The way you try to attach yourself, the way you began your attachment is you offered them niggas Syracuse. You offered some New York niggas Syracuse. Told them, yo, man, if y'all got some work, I got the trap. That's what you did. And it wasn't no history behind this shit. The first trip ended in shambles because of all the slick shit you did. Now, that ought to give you some footnotes so you know that I'm telling the truth. But let's move on. J. Cole is kicked off. J. Cole is kicked out, man. This nigga is kicked the fuck away from the cool table, man. That it was totally inappropriate. It ain't never happened. It ain't never happened ever. It didn't. Y'all gotta be careful, man, when niggas show up out of nowhere, man. You do. You gotta be careful, man. Y'all gonna run into some Jay Reed situations. Taj wasn't the cops. He was the ops. He was worse. He was worse. You know what I'm saying? My man said, cough up a lung, boy. I'm from Iowa, son. They nothing nice. Yeah. He said, great God is better than Taj. I'm done with him. You better shut the fuck up, though. You better be on your best behavior. I'm going to post all your fucking addresses on YouTube. Like 50 Cent, I will kick a motherfucker when he down. Not only will I kick, I will jump up and down on your body. I will crip walk on your body. You know what I'm saying? While you down. So understand that. Can you imagine Cube apologizing to NWA? Ain't never apologized. And they ain't never apologized to him. And that's what makes it one of the great battle raps. One of the great battles, you know what I'm saying, of the 50 years of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So respect that. Cole act like somebody was going to die behind the battle. It pissed me off. He was looking at the comments. Y'all like the video. It's almost 700 people here. Good morning to all of y'all. Go to the website, therealdribble.com. The new website is going to launch in like a week. This nigga is he's kicked away from the cool table, man. You know who else is kicked away from the cool table? A lot of them people on Puff's list. A lot of them people on Puff's list that turned their back on him. I know he's hurt. I know he's hurt, disappointed. It was in vogue to have a picture with Diddy, man. It was in vogue to have a picture with Puff, man. I was at the Revo convention. It was all kind of motherfuckers there. And now y'all ain't down no more. I hope that core of people is still down. Groovy Lou and all of them. Y'all standing there with that nigga, man. Y'all been with him the whole time. When I seen him in Revo, when I seen Diddy in Revo, it was people walking around the convention. I'm like, man, these people look fucking familiar. It's because I was seeing them his whole career. It was the same people that you probably seen in music videos, like when he was in the bathtub spilling the mo and shit. Like, those people were still around. They was walking around Revo and shit. So that tells me that he kept his circle with him. And y'all should still be with him until he goes to fucking trial or whatever, until he's prosecuted. What goes on in a motherfucker's bedroom and shit like that with adults, that ain't nobody's goddamn business. That ain't nobody's fucking business. So if he was a co-worker of yours, you shouldn't be concerned with who the fuck he's fucking and all of that shit like that. You shouldn't. Not unless it's a child. For real. Everybody saying they left them Diddy parties early now. That's bullshit. I was in a party hosted by Diddy in Vegas. This is during the Mayweather, one of the Mayweather fights. I can't remember who he was fighting. It's been so long. But I went to one of those parties and that shit was popping. I ran into Allen Iverson face to face in the motherfucker. People was in that motherfucker. It was popping like a motherfucker. And I don't understand what's the stigma all of a sudden. Now, don't nobody fuck with him. It makes no sense to me. It don't. It's just the mob mentality. A lot of people are sheep. It's hard to be an individual. I don't think it's hard to be an individual. That's just a part of who I am. But he said the McGregor fight. I think that's the one. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. It was the McGregor fight, because that was the weekend. A lot of people from Ireland was getting knocked the fuck out in Vegas coming out the MGM. People was coming out that MGM, man. They was enraged, man. That people from all over Ireland, wherever the fuck McGregor's from, yeah, it was Ireland, because they had the flags. They was enraged. They was coming out of the fucking fight talking shit. Talking shit, man. Niggas was just punching him in their mouth and shit, man. A lot of McGregor fans got punched in the mouth that weekend. I seen it for myself. I seen a motherfucker, couple motherfuckers. I seen somebody on the ground, and I seen a motherfucker directly with my eyes get stretched. He had the fucking flag on his back like a cape, and he came out ranting and talking some, probably said some racist shit. Punched him in his mouth, dropped him right there on the strip. If I had those type of allegations, I would understand people distancing themselves to protect their brand. Support don't have to be public. It don't. Your support of him don't have to be public. You could be somebody who benefited or was employed by him, and he helped put your kids through college to just call and say, yo, fam, I'm with you for moral support. If you need me for anything, I'm down. That's what he's looking for. He's paying attention who's not calling him anymore. He's paying attention who's not the fuck around anymore. It's obvious. And it's some sucker shit in my opinion. For real. What you think about Juelz? Do you think he can bounce back? I don't. It's been too much of a gap between his contributions. No music equals no motion. I see that him and Jim is traveling and doing shows as the Diplomats. It would be a little bit more believable if they went and got Rel and 40 Cal and J.R. Ryder and tried to make it look like the Diplomats without Cameron, because he don't support it or he don't fuck with it. But that probably will look a little bit more like the Diplomats. A show with just Jim Jones and Juelz, that's who it is. This is Jim Jones and Juelz. That's not the Diplomats. He says, so Drake's still in the big three. Drake might throw a punch. He's been known to, he's a pugilist. He's been known to get on his bullshit. Yeah. He said Juelz' toast them drugs fucked him up. I think that he should make a public service announcement and try to repair that which he was pushing. He was pushing a narrative of drug abuse. He's walking around with the cup, and there's people that will see that and imitate that. He should tell people, yo, using fucking drugs, codeine, opioids, I lost my fucking teeth. I don't advise none of you kids to do anything because I lost my fucking teeth and it fucked up my career. My girl is gone. I went to jail. Like, he should tell everybody the effects of drugs, and people probably would appreciate him more if he did that. But just trying to act like nothing happened and speaking and not showing your top teeth. We got videos and DVDs and the Aggie video when he doing all like this, when you was showing all your teeth. And now he be talking like this. Yeah, man, I did a lot of this shit, man. I helped these guys, man. I had my own studio and shit. Like, he talked like his jaw's wired and shit. And that's because I think he's wearing a mouthpiece for real. Dentures. I think he takes his fronts the fuck out of his mouth at the end of the night, put that shit in a glass like the elderly. I think that's what he got going on in his mouth. For real. They need to speak on how horrible the withdrawals are. He should speak on it. He should speak on it. Because we looking at him. We grew up watching his music. He was the Prince of New York City, basically, and shit. The Prince don't smile anymore because his fucking fronts is fucked up. It's obvious his fronts is fucked up. He talked different. He looked different. He don't even glow no more. He might still be on drugs. He might still be on drugs. For real. He said, wasted talent. I interviewed him on his platform before. He was smiling. He was radiant. He was cooperative. I appreciate it. He fucked his own self up, man. So it's nobody's fault. It's a fault of his own, basically. And I gotta add this, that Bezel said, I learned a lot about Juelz by watching how he treats his friends. One of his friends before rap would be Unkasa and shit. He hasn't carried that the right way, and now they no longer have a relationship. So he said he had a bad bitch, she left. He was high during that interview. I just watched the interview. He said he on his way back. He always been saying that. I don't believe him. I don't believe him. Anybody who was forced to make a comeback in music after jail, with the exception of Roscoe P. Chain, Shyheim, it's probably a Gucci Man, it's probably some more. A lot of people just don't get their dribble back right after prison and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why he came home with his teeth still fucked up, man. Knowing they fix niggas' teeth in prison and shit. You could have got that on the state or on the feds, man. You think he was in the feds, yeah. Man, don't you know you could have got your teeth fixed by the government while you was there? What the fuck? What the fuck, man? Why would you come home with your grill all fucked up, man? You had 2 or 3 years. The whole time you was gone. You was supposed to walk around mumbling in the feds and shit. Like, you come back out here with that shit, man. Some billion motherfuckers looking at you on camera, man. You can't hide this from your fans and shit. Like, there's people that looked up to you. You can't hide that shit, man. You know how many motherfuckers be in jail getting their teeth fixed, getting eyeglasses and shit like that? They got you paying a debt to society. You paying a debt to society, right? You supposed to run up a bill for them motherfuckers while you there. Get anything physically wrong with you checked out. Just anything, man. Get an education. Anything that they offer, you supposed to take 2 or 3 of them. You there spending all your goddamn money at their commissary and shit. You didn't even get your fucking dental shit together while you was in jail. So it just don't make no sense. He obviously probably still has a drug problem. He said, did he do something personal to you? Tavis Johnson, suck a dick. Suck a dick. I just did something personal to you. Now I'm kicking you the fuck up out of here. Don't ever try to twist the narrative and put it on the media. We just here to call the score and shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this. Y'all bought my DVDs. Y'all grew up watching them. Don't question my integrity or my position in this shit now. Fucked up his mouth. Go fix it. Go fix it. It was some years ago. I was on here with braces. Go fix it. Period. He threw that bandana on the ground. Have you felt any effects of not smoking anymore? Energy better? They tell me that my dribble has become more profound. So you tell me I continue to get busy. I don't got no urges to smoke or nothing like that. I don't. And what I like most is I ain't spending all my goddamn money no more. For real. Chris Brown and Wayne should return the favor and give Juelz a verse. Hey, man. I don't know what to say. The things that, make sure y'all go check out that video of Puff running off all those names of people who basically turned their back on him. It's a long list. Long list. Star-studded list. It's fucked up. He said the live yesterday about the sundown towns. Salute, yeah, salute. Thank you. And salute, or I hope y'all enjoyed the solar eclipse yesterday. That was very big news. I seen pictures of the shit. I didn't participate in that shit. I got other shit going on than be doing that type of shit. Like, whoever was into that, I hope you enjoyed it. But I take my biological clock real serious and shit. I got things to do. The business is fake. They not going to help him. I believe Mary J. Blige and Hove, they still support him or have been. allies of him the whole time. So I think that's honorable. They wasn't in the bedroom with him. If he's going to be punished, God will do it. The courts will do it too. But he hasn't been found guilty. A lot of the shit that y'all hearing, it comes from news sources or maybe your favorite vlog and shit like that. But he hasn't been convicted of anything. He hasn't. He said, I did the knowledge on Kenya that disappeared. That's cold-blooded. Yeah. Thank you about the sundown towns. Warning, my son lives in Carbondale, Illinois. He already knew when I told him, travel safe. You'll disappear. If you disappear in one of those regions, they not going to look for you. You're just going to be a nigga who disappeared. They got a lot of documentaries out about disappearing black people, mainly women. And I told y'all it was a billionaire that said it was something in black women genetically that they feel can extend their life expectancy, raise their life expectancy and shit like that, put years on their life. So that's why the black woman is probably coming up missing and shit. Y'all gotta be careful. He said he hasn't even been charged, not convicted. Yeah, and they turned their back on him, shit. You see Meek dissing Wale? Yeah, Meek is having a meltdown. Meek is having a meltdown. He's under a lot of pressure right now. He is. He did a song with Millie's. People trash both of them and shit. It's probably not cool to stand next to Meek right now. Man, when the tide turn on a motherfucker, man, water is powerful. When the tide turn, it'll drown a motherfucker. It drowns people and shit. The tide is turned on Meek, man. Even if he says something good, man, people saying that it's bad or it's terrible. So, boom, boom, boom. Meek with his Twitter fingers. He cracked me up when he started threatening motherfuckers. Like he said, I would have been stretched this person or I'd have been did that. And come on, man. We seen you punching on the punching bag and shit, man. We seen you punching on the punching bag in the gym, man. Like, don't nobody believe that shit, man. For real. And, you know, you needed help with Safari and shit. You need your goons to jump on Safari. So nobody's believing all of this shit that you saying, man, about stretching anybody or anything. We not. They drug Meek into Diddy problems. I was in Mississippi at Waffle House. Dude next to me said, y'all probably shouldn't be here. I asked the lady to make it a to-go order. Meek don't know the power of shutting up. Cole killed Kendrick Lamar. Hands down, he won. People's opinions on it was divided. Can y'all like the video? It's almost 700 people here this morning. Can y'all like the video? People's opinions on the J. Cole Kendrick thing was divided. I thought Cole was getting busy. I liked what Cole brought to the table over Kendrick, but I knew that it was going to be another round. I'm like, this is getting good. This is how hip-hop, this is how it's supposed to go down. You're not supposed to roll up your sleeves and throw punches. You're supposed to roll up your sleeves and start writing. That's how it's supposed to go. And that's how it was going until this nigga tapped out. He tapped out of a battle after throwing out a diss. That diss is never going to come off the internet. It's up there forever. The people around him that's closest to him, they clearly wasn't supportive. Because if it was my guy, I wouldn't have let him do the man, don't you say that shit, even if you feel that way. You don't say that. I was locked up with this Jamaican one time, man. He was like, man, don't apologize. I did something, man. I barked on somebody and shit. Then I kind of felt bad about it later, and I was going to apologize to him, and I was telling the Jamaican. He was like, why would you apologize? You said that shit. That's how you felt. The fuck is you going to apologize for? Straight up. Straight up. Was Jay-Z named? Jay-Z has been named by niggas, incompetent niggas, man, weird-ass niggas like China Brim and that ugly nigga, Harlem Legend. Harlem Legend, that's an ugly nigga, yo. He tried to conceal it with them big ass glasses, them shades and shit like that. He always got a baseball cap on and some glasses. This nigga be trying to cover up his ugliness. Yo, my nigga, you can't hide that shit, man. You look like a dark-skinned turtle, my nigga, for real. Can't hide that shit. Y'all, they be on there just saying all type of bizarre shit. Puff fuck big, did this, did that. And y'all watch these retarded motherfuckers. Y'all know this motherfucker retarded. He said, Jamaican people don't apologize. Where's the video that name drops? You probably want to type in Diddy name drops celebrities or something like that. And it'll come up. You'll get it. Gully, you ever hear MC Lice verse talking about grooming a young boy? I think somebody said something to me about it recently. Yeah, I can't recall hearing it though. Do you think Caden Clark will get exposed in the NBA? Man, that's a broad, man. That's a girl. She can't play in no fucking NBA. What's she gonna do with a man? Nothing. Didn't you just see Raven Johnson put the clamps on her and shit? Shout out to Raven Johnson. Shout out to Raven Johnson, man. Her name ain't being spoken of enough. She put the clamps down. She put the clamps down on Gurley. She did. She kept putting her hand in her face, man. I remember the first time a motherfucker did that to me in an intramural league in college. That shit was annoying as a motherfucker. It was annoying as a motherfucker, man. And all he did was fundamental defense, slide his feet, but he kept his hands in my face like he was waving in my face and shit, man. That shit was annoying as a motherfucker. But Raven Johnson locked her ass up, yo. Don Staley know her personnel, man. She sick Raven on her. Did Rob tell you anything about Diddy? Nope. He told me that I asked him, I was around, it was me, him, and Mark Curry. I was like, man, y'all should do the video for Muscle Game. I wanted to do it. I was in position to do it. I had already shot a couple music videos for Mark. And Rob was like, man, that music belong to Puff and shit like that. Like, I ain't making no video for that nigga. That's what he said. That's what he said. Boom, boom. G-Dep is home, fam. I don't know where you been. I made a post on Instagram saying that G-Dep displayed great integrity and strength by going in that police headquarters and confessing to that murder. And of course, you have people who got something rotten to say. And the people that say some rotten shit on Instagram and shit like that, they have a profile. Before you even go to their page, most of the times, the person that says some wild shit, they not following you. They think they harming you by not following your page. They not following you. They don't got any pictures of themselves. They're going to have pictures of anything but themselves. Some of them will have no posts at all, but following 5,000 motherfuckers and shit like that. That's an admission of guilt. That's an admission of ugly. That's an admission of ugly. You're not even posting pictures of yourself. All these goddamn gorgeous women on IG and shit like that. You're not here to catch anything. You trying to get the attention of a nigga, you know what I'm saying, or a celebrity by saying something rotten. That's another fucking mental defect. That's retardation. For real. And it's niggas that I done blocked from one of my pages, and they'll go to another page and be quiet. No, you should have been behaving on page one. You getting blocked. Wherever I see your name at, you getting blocked. The Jay Bezel interview was fire. Raven was talking a lot of smack during the game. If you paid attention, that's a part of defense. Talking shit is a part of defense. You can disarm a motherfucker, disturb their spirit by what you saying in their fucking ear. Gary Payton used to do it. You know what I'm saying? Diddy gave a lot of money to his alma mater, Howard University. He's helped some people. He probably deserved better associates though, but you know, you get what you the energy that you put out into the world, that's what the fuck you gonna get back. So life is gonna deal with Puff, man. You never know what a person did to get on top. A lot of people stepped on motherfuckers to get on top. I'm cool with moving as the noble turtle and shit. The person that did everything ethical and shit. I don't cut no corners. I don't abuse people. I don't cheat. None of that shit. I see a lot of this in entertainment. A lot of people in entertainment, they will sacrifice long-term success for instant gratification. If you do some bullshit from the door, you're not gonna go far when you could have did it right and got to the top, you know, doing shit right. That you could get to the top doing shit right. A lot of people would do some rotten shit because they want it right now. Like they'll leave the niggas that they started with, leave the producer that you was working in the bedroom with, you was spitting raps in this nigga closet and shit like that. You get introduced to some new people, you run off and leave them, you know, all of that type of shit. You will be repaid at some point for that rotten shit. I be having to coach motherfuckers and tell people, man, just be cool, just be cool, man. You gotta let life G-check this nigga and shit. And I haven't seen anybody get away from the G-check, you know what I mean, that's performed by karma. I haven't seen nobody escape it. You gonna get yours, I promise you. You will. Allah see everything and punishes accordingly. I agree. They said that list video is from 2020. You're looking at the wrong video. You're looking at the wrong video. That information that I shared, that came from Curtis Schoon, and I went and looked it up afterwards. So you're looking at the wrong video, yo. Doom, doom, doom. Good morning, everybody. I got to get ready to get to the gym. I appreciate y'all for coming through. I got to study this script, too. This the script for Glow, my next movie. Y'all look forward. It's written by Maddie Tosca and Leisha Hartgrove. It's based on true events, so this is going to be a dope one. I'm a hustler named Pop in this movie, and I ordered some custom clothes for my role. I'm gonna be fresh as a motherfucker. Shout out to Tailored by Lamar out of Chicago. He gonna have me dipped. He gonna have me dipped. I can't wait. So get ready. Gary, what up, man? Send me some beats. I gotta get up out of here. Make sure y'all visit my website, therealdribble.com. Get knitted. Instagram at @IamGullyTV_. Y'all can go to my Legends page on Instagram. It ain't nothing but hip-hop legends on this Legends page. It's called Dribble Almighty. That's my Legends page. Every legend I ever dealt with on any level in hip-hop, sports, and fashion is on this Legends page. So go over there and follow that joint. Gully TV 1 on Twitter. Y'all have a wonderful morning. Peace.